A surge of coordinated pursuit builds as wild dogs lock down the escape route. They advance across the savanna in a wide, spreading formation. Every movement plays a role in maintaining collective pressure. Against other predators, that strength defines a clear boundary. When strategy becomes the defining advantage, underestimating them becomes a mistake. Wild dogs, weighing around 80 pounds, stand out for their strong pack discipline and exceptional cohesion. A powerful jaw structure gives them a clear advantage, even without a large body size. Their flexible ears and sharp senses help detect movement within dense brush. In the wild, they become highly disciplined and persistent hunters. Yet it is the responsibility of raising their young that drives the entire pack to keep going. In some regions of the African savanna, the pressure to feed their young forces wild dog packs to expand their range toward the edges of dense woodland. Here, they encounter baboons, an intelligent and highly alert opponent with a defensive structure that is difficult to break. Adult male baboons often display canine teeth nearly 2 inches long to protect the group, forcing the dogs to keep their distance and constantly adjust their approach angles. Against an opponent that can climb, coordinate, and react quickly, wild dogs cannot rely on individual strength. They depend instead on patience, speed, and spatial separation tactics. A few individuals surge forward as a distraction, drawing the attention of the defending males. At the same time, faster members circle along the flanks, applying pressure from multiple directions and gradually disrupting the baboons' formation. When the troop moves up into tall acacia trees for safety, the dogs do not rush. They hold their positions below, turning the escape route into a sustained zone of pressure. The opportunity appears only when a slower juvenile falls out of sync and drifts away from the group's protection. In that brief moment, the advantage no longer belongs to the most intelligent side, but to the one that maintains its formation the longest. In the animal kingdom, an adult lion stands as a powerful symbol of strength and territorial control. With a muscular build weighing over 400 pounds and a strong jaw, it commands caution from many other predators. Yet that dominance is constantly tested by African wild dogs, a species known for one of the most disciplined forms of pack coordination. The relationship between these two forces is marked by repeated tension, where the balance of survival is quickly challenged whenever their paths cross. When a lone lioness attempts to take food from a wild dog pack, the group rapidly shifts into a surrounding formation. More than 15 individuals hold a distance of just a few feet, constantly changing direction, accelerating, and adjusting then pulling back to force the lioness into a defensive turn. In another critical moment, when one wild dog is pushed into danger, the entire pack responds immediately. They close in from multiple angles, maintaining steady pressure and creating continuous psychological strain. This disruption forces the lion to lose focus, allowing the endangered member to regain space and move out of the threat zone. As the dust settles, a clear lesson emerges. The lion draws strength from muscle, but disciplined coordination and flexible tactics allow wild dogs to shape the outcome. In Africa, antelope appear as the natural world's track and field athletes. From the small Thompson's gazelle to the agile kudu and impala, they possess remarkable speed, powerful leaps, and sharp changes in direction. Among the fastest individuals, speeds can approach nearly 50 miles per hour. Yet against some of the most disciplined minds in nature, burst speed is never an absolute advantage. The pursuit often begins as the first light spreads across the grasslands. Rather than relying on passive ambush, wild dogs spread out in a wide fan formation to read the movement of the herd. Over distances that stretch for miles, each member takes turns setting the pace, maintaining pressure and forcing the prey to change direction again and again. While antelope hold an advantage in short bursts of speed, their endurance falls well behind that of wild dogs. As the chase continues, fatigue builds, and the muscles of the prey gradually lose flexibility. Their jumping reflex weakens, the gap closes with every breath, and the pack steadily tightens its formation. When the pursuit moves into narrow trails, thorny brush, or slippery dry stream beds, the advantage of wild dogs becomes even more apparent. There, sharp turns make it difficult for antelope to maintain speed. Without missing a moment, the pack advances with precision, spreading in from multiple directions. Through strict discipline, they turn the terrain into an integral part of the hunt. At the water's edge in Africa, silence can sometimes be the most dangerous signal of all. The Nile crocodile is a master of ambush, nearly blending into murky water and capable of a bite force exceeding about 3,000 pounds per square inch. For any animal stepping in to drink, a misstep of just a few feet can turn a safe zone into a line between safety and risk. Wild dogs understand this rule well. After a long pursuit, thirst draws the pack toward the riverbank, but they do not rush in without order. Adult members keep their spacing, constantly watching the surface and giving short signals to maintain formation. Then, a younger individual, driven by thirst, moves a step too close, and the water suddenly breaks. That instant is enough to trigger the crocodile's ambush instinct, yet the pack does not scatter. They circle back, spread out in multiple directions, and maintain coordination to pull pressure away from the edge. There is no prolonged panic, only collective response, cohesion, and a clear resolve not to leave one behind. As they move away from the riverbank, what remains is more than just an escape. It serves as a reminder that loyalty and pack discipline can define the line between safety and danger. For wild dogs, when a crocodile approaches or contests a meal, choosing to withdraw at the right moment is often the safer option. In the wild, African wild dogs do not dominate through muscle, but through collective intelligence and strict pack discipline. With speeds reaching about 45 miles per hour and constant coordination, they rank among the most effective hunters on the savanna. Under many conditions, their success rate has been recorded at up to around 80%. When encountering African buffalo, wild dogs rarely confront a strong adult directly. They look for weaknesses within the formation, often targeting a calf, a fatigued individual, or one that becomes separated from the herd. The pack spreads out, keeps its distance, and continuously shifts direction to force the target to turn again and again. As the defensive line stretches, a slower individual can easily become isolated behind. Against African elephants weighing around 12,000 pounds, wild dogs are even more cautious. A full-grown elephant represents a boundary that is nearly impossible to cross. But when a calf drifts out of formation, an opportunity briefly appears. The pack tests from multiple angles, applying short bursts of pressure while observing the response. The elephants react even faster. Adults' close ranks guide the calf to the center and turn their formation into a living barrier. A single decisive step forward is enough to shift the entire space. The wild dogs withdraw, yielding to the discipline of the elephant herd. Across the savanna, the true strength of wild dogs lies in knowing when to stop and waiting for the next opportunity to emerge. Spotted hyenas are a distinctive rival to wild dogs on the African savanna. An adult can weigh around 190 pounds with a powerful jaw and remarkable resilience. While wild dogs stand out for speed, short signals, and coordinated pursuit, hyenas rely on direct pressure. One side prevails through rhythm, the other through endurance and numbers. Tension between them is almost inevitable. Hyenas often watch from a distance as wild dogs hunt hoofed animals, waiting for the moment when the pack has expended energy before moving in to disrupt, and at times take over the prize. When a confrontation begins, the hyena's calls can draw in additional members, turning a recent success into a prolonged standoff that can last more than 30 minutes. In these situations, wild dogs shift into a flexible defensive approach. A few individuals hold position, while others rotate to create pressure from multiple directions. This spreading effect makes it difficult for hyenas to focus on a single target. If the numerical pressure becomes too great, the wild dogs will withdraw to conserve their condition. Between these two forces, the outcome does not belong to the faster or the more persistent side, but to the one that maintains its group structure the longest. In the wild, survival is often the art of preserving strength for another day. Dust rises as the honey badger suddenly charges forward. It does not have a massive body, yet it carries the fearless confidence of a relentless survivor. Facing resistant prey, it lowers its body and shifts direction again and again. Even when other predators move in close, it rarely loses control of the encounter. So, what has made the honey badger one of the toughest animals in the wild? The African rock python is one of the largest snakes in the world. Large individuals can exceed 20 feet, with muscular bodies and constricting power that make many animals keep their distance. It hunts by staying hidden, sensing vibrations, and moving in when a target enters the danger zone. Without venom, the python uses curved teeth, powerful coils, and mechanical pressure to control its prey. For the honey badger, this is not just a large prey animal, but an opponent that can reverse the entire situation. After following a scent trail around the bushes, the honey badger detects the python and immediately moves in. But with just one opening, the python's coils lock around its small body. At that moment, its thick, tough, and loose skin becomes a survival advantage under intense pressure. When a jackal appears and distracts the python, the honey badger uses the opening, twists nearly 180 degrees inside its own skin, and escapes the hold. Within moments, the tightening trap is broken from the inside. In nature, strength does not always belong to the larger animal. Sometimes the instinct to adapt is what decides the chance to survive. When prey becomes scarce, ostrich eggs become a rich source of energy that most predators cannot fully access. Each egg weighs nearly 3 pounds and has one of the thickest, toughest shells in nature. Breaking it through strength alone is nearly impossible. So many predators eventually give up. But for the honey badger, it remains a valuable reward worth pursuing. Instead of wasting energy, the honey badger rolls the smooth egg away from the nest toward rocks and hard tree roots. Every impact is a calculated attempt to create a small crack in the shell. Persistence becomes the key to unlocking this valuable source of nutrition, proving that intelligence, observation, and relentless determination can sometimes turn the impossible into a meal. Across the savanna, the spotted hyena is an opportunistic predator known for remarkable endurance and a complex social structure. It coordinates through calls, scent signals, and movement, turning each individual into part of a system built to apply pressure. With a bite force of around 1,100 pounds per square inch, the hyena is powerful enough to make many large animals stay cautious. But can a solitary animal disrupt that advantage? When three hyenas spot a honey badger crossing open ground, they immediately begin closing the distance. One approaches head-on, while the other two spread to the sides, attempting to cut off every escape route for the smaller animal. But the honey badger does not freeze. It spins constantly, gives sharp warning signals, then suddenly charges toward the closest attacker. The tension rises quickly. Each time a hyena moves closer, the honey badger changes angle and pressures the encounter at close range, forcing its opponents to pull back and keep a safer distance. That relentless aggression disrupts a hunting strategy built on numbers and psychological pressure. In the end, the circle breaks apart. The savanna is filled with uneven confrontations, where the honey badger turns physical limitations into survival advantages. When facing an African elephant weighing nearly 13,000 pounds, it cannot compete through raw strength. Instead, the small animal constantly moves around the legs, creating pressure and forcing the giant to watch every step carefully. When confronting a South African oryx with horns reaching 47 inches, the honey badger still refuses to back away. Even after being thrown aside, its low, agile body and thick, loose skin allow it to regain balance almost immediately. It quickly turns back into a defensive stance, as if it had never been overpowered at all. The confrontation does not need to end in violence. The honey badger does not prevail through strength, but by making larger opponents realize that continuing the encounter is simply not worth the cost. In the wild, snakes are predators built for lightning-fast strikes. Their limbless bodies, ability to sense vibrations, and rapid reflexes allow them to move in almost complete silence. Many species also carry powerful venom capable of disrupting the nervous system within moments. Some spitting cobras can spray venom nearly 6.5 feet, turning safe distance into a fragile illusion. Yet the honey badger has developed a way to face this danger. Under the scorching heat of the Kalahari, it tracks prey across thorny brush and burning sand. Its most common rivals are puff adders and spitting cobras, species many animals avoid entirely. The honey badger lowers its body, changes direction repeatedly, then moves toward the head to gain control of the encounter. In other situations, a defensive strike may leave it inactive for nearly 2 hours. What makes this remarkable is a nicotinic acetylcholine receptor that has evolved to reduce the venom's effect on the nervous system. After recovering, the honey badger rises again and continues hunting with astonishing persistence. The savanna leaves no room for reckless courage. The honey badger's resilience is not a miracle, but an adaptation shaped through countless moments of survival. Very few animals remain still when an adult male lion moves in close. Across the African grasslands, the king of the savanna carries the power of an apex predator, making the entire landscape feel tense. Weighing around 420 pounds, each step is enough to force smaller animals to retreat. But the honey badger breaks that pattern. Instead of running, it turns and faces the threat directly. As the distance between them narrows to only a few feet, the atmosphere shifts into a tense psychological standoff. The lion senses its dominance being challenged. It moves forward little by little, turning the encounter into a prolonged pursuit between a powerful predator and a much smaller animal that refuses to back down. The honey badger does not react with loud aggression. It pivots constantly, raises its fur, and releases a strong defensive scent, making every close approach uncomfortable for the lion. As the confrontation drags on, the larger predator slowly loses its advantage. After more than 1 hour of exhausting pursuit, the lion finally stops and walks away, leaving the smaller animal to continue on its path with an unshaken stare. In the wild, courage is not the absence of danger. It is the ability to stand firm even when danger is already standing face to face. The swamp is crocodile territory, where water and mud turn them into formidable ambush predators. In large individuals, bite force can reach around 3,700 pounds per square inch, but the honey badger does not seek confrontations with full-grown crocodiles. Instead, it targets a safer opportunity: young crocodiles under 3 feet long that occasionally wander away from the water's edge. From the edge of the brush, the honey badger keeps its distance, watching the direction of the reptile's head and every movement it makes. It does not rush into chaos. Instead, it waits for the moment when the young crocodile loses its advantage in positioning. When the opportunity appears, the honey badger bursts forward, moves in from the side, and uses its powerful jaws to gain control quickly. This hard-earned meal can provide enough energy for the honey badger to go many days without needing to hunt again. Across the dry savanna, a beehive is more than a rare source of sweetness. For the honey badger, it is an energy reserve that helps shape the rhythm of an entire day. It does not search for honey by chance. The scent of wax, hollow trees, old rock crevices, and familiar mounds are stored like a silent map in its memory. As evening approaches, the honey badger begins moving toward the hive. A large hive can hold more than 10 pounds of honey, enough to make the effort worthwhile. Using powerful claws, it opens a small entrance and quickly reaches the honeycomb. The bees surge out like an angry cloud, filling the dark space with dense buzzing and painful stings. But skin nearly 0.25 inches thick, along with coarse fur, allows the honey badger to keep moving steadily. Even while surrounded by the swarm, the honey badger calmly continues feeding on its protein-rich meal. In nature, the ability to endure discomfort is sometimes the key to claiming its most valuable rewards. The pursuit comes to an end, but the lesson of survival remains clear. Wild dogs show that true strength can emerge from organization. Each small individual becomes formidable when moving in a shared rhythm. In the animal kingdom, a coordinated pack can reshape the balance of survival. Like and subscribe so you do not miss the next dramatic wildlife moments.